Welcome to Ministry of Nonsense.
Episode 4.
Oh my god, episode 4.
Yeah.
Time flies.
That's 3 subscribers per episode.
That's what?
3 subscribers per episode.
That is a valiant effort.
12
subscribers. We love you all. Shout out to some of our new subscribers.
Alex Maxwell, Isaac Khan, Hannah Morrison, Nathan Allen, and James Allen.
And we can't mention his name on the internet.
Yes, I don't think he subscribed actually. But one of our people, would you like to tell us a little bit about him? I'll bleep out the information we can.
So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about
Beep. Beep.
is a person that lives on the
Beep, beep, beep.
He lives in a who knows what that word was. Oh, okay.
What's his address, Jake?
His address is
beep, 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 beep,
and his postcode is
beep, 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 beep.
His telephone number is
Beep, 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 beep.
His national insurance number is
Beep, 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 beep.
and his credit card number is
Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.
his PIN number is
Beep, beep, beep.
and that pretty much his social security number is his young offenders number
It's Thursday the 10th of May.
and there's a number.
And his birthday isn't Thursday the 10th of May. It's one of the other days.
Interesting fact about birthdays, if you have 26 people in a room, the chances are 2 of them share a birthday.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
What else is interesting?
What?
I need to think of something interesting before I say that. I need to go to think before I speak lessons.
I need to go to think before I speak lessons as well.
So if you've just found us randomly on YouTube, we're going to introduce ourselves now. This is Jake. He's Jake.
I am.
And I'm Jared.
And he's Jared.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while now. Our fan base consists of 12 people, 2 of whom are us.
That, we don't tell them that.
I think we know all of our fan base.
No, I think there's one guy.
Who subscribed and we don't know who it is.
No.
That's good.
Whoever you are, we thank you. From the bottom
of our bottoms.
So, after a bit of feedback from our first 3 episodes,
None of which,
the pilot,
there was no feedback in the comments. We said more comments would equal more fun, but apparently there's fewer comments, so there's going to be less fun.
Yeah, we're actually going to make this episode purposely boring.
It's going to be incredibly boring, so if you don't like things that are not boring, then sign off now.
I had to think about that, but I got it in the end.
I just put in a random number of negatives and hope for the best.
So we have decided to go for a bit of a more structured approach in the recording of Ministry of Nonsense, so we don't get completely off topic.
Well, we don't have topics anyway, but apparently we need them. So
structure is important, and we will go with structure.
Okay.
So for our first structured thing of the day, we are going to play.
It's a game. Has anyone ever listened to Radio 4? You can't answer me. Answer in the comments if you've ever listened to Radio 4 and listened to a program hosted by Nicholas Parsons called Just a Minute. We're going to play a game that is nothing like Just a Minute.
Definitely not Just a Minute.
It's called Only 60 Seconds.
It's due to us being a independent third party. We cannot infringe copyright laws, and therefore, instead of just a minute, which we now I might have to bleep over that. Even it could be that.
Do you want to say the name of the program again?
So we're going to be playing
Only 60 Seconds instead of beep. See how I brought that back?
That was very well brought back.
I know.
Okay, so Only 60 Seconds is a game in which one of us will undertake the challenge for speaking about any item of the other person's choice for only 60 seconds.
But without
mentioning
any
This is suddenly turned into a one word.
We're making up the rules now.
Yeah, this is the first time we actually have made up the rules.
We kind of argued about it earlier. It needs to not infringe copyright laws. So
we're not allowed to mention any copyrighted like
things.
brands or names or ideas. So
the other person will buzz in. Jake's buzzer makes this noise. And Jared's buzzer makes this noise.
they are quite similar.
Okay, I'll change mine then. Mine will make this noise.
So we have and
hysterical laughter. Excellent. I'm really sorry. He just kind of jerked forward and went.
no, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Do it again.
Composure. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. He'll come with it when I.
Okay. when Jared makes a mistake.
No, I can't go off. Going off topic. I'm not allowed to go off.
I had to buzz in just because he went off topic.
No.
Okay, no, I think standard just a minute / only 60 seconds rules should apply.
Okay. You try that again, but I'll bleep out just a minute.
I think standard just a minute, only 60 seconds rules do apply,
Okay.
and therefore no hesitation, no deviation,
and no
monstrosity allowed in the recording studio.
deviation.
Resuscitation.
If someone passes out, leave them down. Let them die.
Yep.
And no constipation.
No
And
constipation.
no. I was going to say.
Edit out. Anyway,
Deviation, hesitation, or repetition.
repetition. Repetition. I had to buzz in just because he went off topic. This hasn't gone very well at all. How about we have to make as many references to brands as we can, and the person has to guess what said brands are
I'm just imagining, right,
in 60 seconds.
buzzing in for constipation.
I had to buzz in just because he went off topic.
We're going to move on to a different thing. Jake's going to do the jingle for that thing.
And the thing is,
That thing.
okay, everybody,
I'll say the name.
it's time for Jared Comparison Corner.
So, a little known fact about Jared's Comparison Corner. It is backed by popular demand, despite the fact that we've just made it up. Also, comparisons can only be done in corners. When you're in a corner, you can compare things much better. When you're not in a corner, it's harder to compare things. Comparisons can only be drawn in corners, which is why sometimes you'll go into a cubicle, and in the corners there'll be things comparing the physical properties of different elements. Or
Drawn on the walls.
of bathrooms. Or
So, give us an example of a comparison you found.
well, the comparison we're going to be doing today is a comparison between two products that are
I think we just call this episode Mr. Nonsense episode 4 Rectum.
Okay, if they're readily available to you at all good high-chain food supermarket stores, and they are in the blue corner of Jared's Comparison Corner.
In the blue corner.
That's right, my corner has corners. Hot damn. Is wasps.
Whoa!
And in the red corner.
In the red
In
corner.
the red corner is lighter fluid.
Lighter fluid.
Lighter fluid is available from all good supermarkets. What lighter fluid is used for is to make things weigh less. It is in fact fluid that makes said thing lighter. Okay, so lighter fluid is highly flammable, but it's also highly durable and can be used to reseal biscuit tins once they've been broken open. Wasps, on the other hand, cannot be used to reseal biscuit tins, because if you do this, the wasps tend to ask for money, and then you don't want to be paying your wasp, because once the ball starts rolling, hyperinflation will just kick in, the wasps will just bleed you dry, and then you end up with a load of wasps in angry wasps in your biscuit tin, which means you can't even comfort yourself with a biscuit because it's guarded by angry wasp people. So on that score, it's 1-0 to lighter fluid.
1-0 to lighter fluid. Round. Are we having a round 2?
Yeah, we're having a round 2.
Round 2.
Availability. Wasps are available from all good bookstores because wasps are actually... People think they start out as larvae, but they actually start out as the letter J, and then they hatch out of the page and fly around as a wasp. Lighter fluid is squeezed from the tails of the Bactrian camel found largely in Mongolia. These have to be caught and then, as I said, squeezed, and then you take the little cup of lighter fluid, and it's lighter fluid. So it's pretty hard to get, and as a consequence, it costs about £13.77 per litre.
I have a question about lighter fluid. What stops... Do the camel's tails naturally just float?
Yes, they kind of float out like that. Most camels you'll see in the pictures have been drained. You can't get it from dromedaries. If you squeeze dromedaries, what you actually get is mango petrol.
Okay, right.
Mango petrol, contrary to popular belief, does not come from mangoes.
No.
Or indeed crude oil.
Or, no, neither.
It comes from dromedary camels. Got some camel information for you there. Interestingly, llamas make high quality coconut milk from their tails. So yeah, that's very interesting.
And
poppadoms, apparently.
Poppadoms are actually...
this is highly irrelevant. Poppadoms are actually made by wasps. See how I brought that around? Yeah, you see wasps make those little papery nests. They also make poppadoms in factories. Which means they are generally paid less than minimum wage, which is, in all fairness, they are a bit angry about that, which is why they will demand a lot of money for you for resealing your biscuit tins.
Which is why you should never keep a large supply of biscuit tins in the same factory of the wasp poppadoms.
Yeah, there was a company called Bits and Limited and Sons. Yeah, and they made biscuit tins and wasps, and it just ended badly. It just ended in a huge boycott of the whole system. But wasps are generally available in packs of 9. However, you should never go to Poundland to buy your wasp, because you'll buy 9 wasps.
No, you can't say that.
You should never go to for your wasps, because if you do so...
I just sounded like a really sad, party blower. What are they called?
Okay, let's not get carried away now. So these wasps are available in packs of 9, but if you buy them from said land of the pound, they just break. You'll not more often than not 3 out of the 9 wasps are dead already, and 2 of them are highly disabled.
God. What sort of common disabilities do you find in wasps?
Chlamydia. Go off.
I had to buzz in just because he went off topic.
So yeah, round 2, I think, on the availability, although you can buy them fairly cheap. Generally, for a good set of wasps, you want to be paying at least £3 for the pack of 9. Check for any visual deformities. Make sure your wasps have all 6 legs. If any have 7 legs, the person's obviously overcompensating. It's likely that 2 or 3 of those legs are fake on that wasp. I once bought a wasp that had 19 legs. Turned out what it was a millipede who got into a fight and had a wasp glued to his back.
Ooh.
It was just, no, it wasn't pretty. They had to put them both down, unfortunately. Neither of them pulled through.
That
a moment of silence. Okay, now we're nice and calm. I think that's all from Jared's Comparison Corner.
Tune in next time for Jared's Comparison Corner.
Where are
we are comparing
tuna tins of tuna fish.
I'll write this down so we don't forget.
Or I could just do different things next time. And the other comparison that I'll be doing is typhoid. I'll be comparing typhoid and John West tins of tuna. No, tins of tuna. Try not to copyright infringe right here. Because YouTube? Can I say YouTube? We're on YouTube. Alright, we are on YouTube. We can't blur bits of the website.
I don't think we're on YouTube. We're in YouTube.
We are YouTube. The rest of the people are just pretending.
That's deep.
You know what else is deep? The sea.
This is true. Okay, so...
I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, we hope
I've got to go actually. I will be back in just a few minutes. I've got to go and realign my dustbins.
Jared has left the building to go and realign his dustbins. And in true Ministry of Nonsense tradition, it is now my turn to tell you a little bit about Jared. It's not really a tradition, more of a sort of series, a two-part series. This is the second part in a two-part series. It may or may not continue into a three-part series. That's not up to my discretion. It is actually, in fact, to our producer, who is Jared. And that was very nicely tied into a circle. Well done, Jake. So our producer, Jared, was self-elected. We were in the Ministry of Nonsense meeting. There was many of us there, including myself, the editor, Jared, who was at this point not the producer, nor was I the editor. This was the very first ever meeting of the Ministry of Nonsense. There was also a packet of 9 wasps, although one of them did have 7 legs. Unfortunately, he did not make it through the duration of the meeting. But that's another story. So we were all sat in this meeting, and Jared stands up and says, and then he sits down. And all the wasps go, here, 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 here. And then the wasp with like 7 legs drops dead at this point. But that's a different story. And the crowd went wild. They just couldn't believe how much it meant to them. And after this, Jared was elected producer of the Ministry of Nonsense, and that's how that happened.
Is it about me becoming producer of the Ministry of Nonsense?
Yeah, if you'd like to fill them in on what happened.
Well, after that, I'm afraid I went mad with power. I started drinking a lot of lighter fluid, which meant that I was just floating around the ceiling a lot of the time with my wasps companions, all the live ones because they could fly. The other ones were dead. Many of them with extra legs, like Jake the Peg. There's extra leg. That's what I'm doing. That's what happened. I just kind of floated around for a bit, and then someone came in and popped me with a pin.
Ooh, that's not good at all.
So I got my life back together and strangled a pigeon with the freezer.
It's in the freezer.
Do you want some?
I am going to go to the freezer and
Are you going to disinfect the pigeon?
I'm going to go and disinfect the
You're
pigeon.
going to go and disinfect the pigeon. Well, I think I'll take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about Jake now that he is thoroughly gone. Excellent. Well, Jake, I'm afraid, has not been well. We did try getting him to a hyperbaric chamber just kind of to realign all the mushrooms that were growing out of his hair, but he just has a tendency to eat them. He actually survived for about 3 months exclusively on the mushrooms that grow in the back of his hair. I came out to the shop and it was just, I don't know why we have a shop, but we do. So yeah, Jake is also, as well as not being allergic to beavers, he's allergic to a variety of plants, including triffids and marmadukes and onions and tiger prawns, which, contrary to popular belief, are not prawns or tigers. They are in fact a kind of seaweed. Jake doesn't like the colour 9 because he can't smell it, and he's broken the sound barrier, but if you ask him how, the consequences would be grim. He paid a visit to the Persian Emperor Ramesses XII, who was Egyptian but still reigned in Persia apparently, and he had a boxing match with him, which ended badly when the Dalai Lama crashed the party, and him and Brian Blessed just went on a rampage and killed 19 shrews. He used to be a cowboy. He lived in the Wild West, and then he lived in the tame East, and then he lived in the the liberal North, and then he lived in the southern South, and he's a professional tenniseer, which isn't someone who plays tennis, it's someone whose ear plays tennis, but they don't. So Jake's terrible at tennis, but his ear, Roger Federer, it is mental. So I've been telling them all about your visit to the Persian Emperor Ramesses XII.
Ah, yes. Oh.
Well, I just briefly skimmed over it, but Ramesses XII, very exciting.
Mm-hmm. It certainly was.
Yeah, tell them about that. Tell the good ladies and people, gentlemen, about that.
So,
you were in Persia.
I was.
Visiting Ramesses XII.
I was.
Why were you visiting Ramesses XII? Did he need something from you? Was he borrowing one of your?
He needed one of my kidney stones.
Oh, why was he building an ornament?
No,
Or did he want kidney stones?
No, he didn't want kidney stones himself. He was collecting kidney stones from
Different places.
different places, yeah, but only from people who have distended stomachs.
Oh, right. See, people with distended stomachs are much more likely to get kidney stones, so it's an easier way to harvest.
So I was his choice from the European Union.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was quite
Only
lucky.
one from the whole of Europe?
Only one.
Did you have to
from the whole of
audition
Europe.
for that?
I did.
Did you just go in and show them your distended stomach and tell them you had kidney stones?
No, it was so much more than that.
Did you have to take a bath in prawn milk?
No. Thankfully. I'll tell you the story of my kidney stone audition. I think that needs a jingle.
Jake, story time with Jake. He's gonna tell you all about his kidney stone audition. Yeah, kidney stone audition.
Breaking news. This just in. Unfortunately, Jake's kidney audition is an incredibly boring story, and therefore will not be proceeded to be told. I can't even speak today. I'm sorry, this is a terrible mistake from the news broadcaster, who is definitely not Jake, putting on a different voice. But yes, the kidney stone audition has been cut from the Ministry of Nonsense. We apologise for any inconveniences this may have caused. It just has. So, it's now time for a new slot on Ministry of Nonsense.
Called Joey Ramone Translation Time.
Joey Ramone Translation Time.
Hands up, wherever you are, put your hand up if you know who Joey Ramone is. We put our hands up, but no one else can see. Contrary to popular belief, the bird is the word. Yeah, the bird. The bird is the word. That is Joey Ramone. That is from the
That was
Ramones.
originally written by the Ramones.
The Ramones.
And performed by the Ramones in Joey Ramone's ridiculous voice.
Which we will now give you a short taster of. We believe. Can we do that, Jake? Do
we
have
can.
technology
So
to
here we
make
go.
that
I'm
happen?
going to play a clip.
When everybody's heard about the bird. Bird is the word. Bird is the word.
And that's enough of that.
Okay, see, that's the original right there. None of this Peter Griffin's nonsense.
So,
Now,
what's going to happen is we're going to pick a Ramone song. You may or may not know it.
it is called.
It's called My Brain is Hanging Upside Down. You may recognise this song as it featured in the hit Jack Black film School of Rock. I'll tell you, I'm not one usually for music films, but I wept openly during this
I
performance.
bled openly. I haven't even seen it all the way through. I've only seen the beginning and the end.
So you know what they set out to achieve.
And I don't know how they achieve it, but I know whether or not they do achieve it.
They do achieve it.
Credit there to our friend Beep Beep from earlier on in the show. He came
Yes.
up with that line.
Very well done.
Thank you there, Josh.
So we will now play you clips of...
I just said his name.
Oh no!
Well,
Oh no! We'll bleep over that part. So we're now going to
Sorry,
play
Josh Rudin.
clips
Oh,
from...
someone-
No, definitely bleeping that bit out. I'm now going to play you clips from a Ramones song, and
We actually will edit that out.
we
We're going
are
to play a
going...
clip from a Ramones song.
And Jared is going to translate what we believe Joey Ramone is saying.
Please chip in the comments with your own thoughts on this.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
You got to pick up the pieces.
You got to pick up my feces. That's definitely what he said.
Continuing swiftly on.
Come on, salt and fresh bill.
Wait, what? Come on and mop the ranch pittle.
Mop the ranch pitter.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch pitter.
It's actually a form of pita bread with ranch dressing on it.
Oh, see, that's nice.
When someone spills it on the floor, naturally one must mop the ranch pitter.
See, it's just all about cleaning up this song. You need to pick up my feces and then mop the ranch pitter.
Boy, you're gonna run back together.
Before we all fall back together,
Maybe you got too much cash.
maybe you've got too much hair. Maybe you've got too much hair. Glock. 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 When you're gonna turn yourself in, you're an apologician.
Say what you think.
I don't really want to hit those children. Let's go. That's Bonzo goes to Pittsburgh and goes out for a cup of tea. As I watched him on TV, somehow it really bothered me. Okay, breaking all the balls and prisons because I'm standing on a manatee.
Pick up the pieces.
Pick up the feces. Okay, that's na 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 na. My breathing tank is upside down.
And that concludes Joey Ramone's translation.
My breathing tank's a sausage now.
That is the final words.
Joey Ramone.
Unfortunately, Joey Ramone drowned.
Is he still alive?
I think he is.
Let's find out if Joey Ramone is still alive.
There he is, Joey Ramone.
Joey Ramone. Oh, is he at the top? He's the best Joey. Joey Ramone.
Oh my goodness, Jeffrey Ross Hyman.
Jeffrey Ross Hyman is his true actual name. He died at the age of 49 in 2001.
Oh.
That's sad.
Did he drown? Was his breathing tank upside down?
This is where he died in
Did it eventually turn into a sausage?
Death. Let's find out as the death and influence. Joey Ramone died of lymphoma. That's after a 7-year battle. No, he actually died because his breathing tank was upside down and then turned into a Cumberland sausage. It was all his fault though, he shouldn't have stood on that manatee.
And on that clamshell...
It's not a clamshell, it's a bouncing bombshell, that's a bit offensive.
On that clamshell...
Clamshell.
It's time to end. Thank you very much everybody.
We just have 24 seconds for product placement. Go! I need something to slow me. Yeah. Apparently. My breathing tank is upside down. I need something to slow me. Blah. Ba-doo ba-boo. I should have watched the captain of this. And a parakeet. There's 2,000. I'm shaking hands with Mr. Something about cellophane.
Seemed to me like cellophane.
He was the one who complained.
Doobie anywhere.
But gang goes out for a cup of tea. I'm on TV, really bothered. Breaking all the